In this dynamic field of information security, Nmap stands all as the undisputed champion of the network scanning tools. With its cutting-edge features, extensive support for IP version 6, a plethora of NSE scripts, advanced configuration options, and diverse scanning modes, Nmap leaves other scannings trailing far behind. Security researchers worldwide have contributed numerous ping and port scanning techniques to Nmap, making it an indispensable asset for host and service discovery. In this section, we will explore the powerful ping scanning techniques offered by Nmap, enabling you to perform comprehensive scans and enhance your network security. But first, we will learn discover host with scanning techniques. TCP/SIN here allows us to identify active hosts by sending synchronized packets to target ports. So by analyzing the response, you can determine the availability of hosts and their associated services. For example, let's say we want to scan a subnet for a live host using the TCP synchronizing scans. We will do nmap uppercase P and S here, port 80 here, port 80, and here we will enter our IP address 024 here, and here we will get and as you can see here, we in this scan this here. So we also learned how to discover host with TCP ACK ping scans, acknowledged ping scans. So TCP ACK ping scans takes advantage of the TCP's protocol and acknowledgement mechanism to identify active hosts. So this technique sends ECK and acknowledgement packets to specific ports and analyzes the response to determine if a host is up or not. So here's an example of using TCP ECK ACK ping scans to discover hosts. In order to do that, we will use an Nmap here, Nmap P uppercase PA port 22, and here we will enter our IP address, target IP address. In this case, it's going to be my local host 192.168. Here, no, it was if config here, so it was 13, yes. 13.0 and 24 here, so we will scan only zeros here from 0 to 255, and as you can see here, this is a closed CHH port. This is our output here. So here we will also learn in this section how to discover hosts with UDP ping scans. So UDP ping scans probe target hosts by sending UDP packets to specific ports and examining the response. So UDP scans are useful for discovering hosts that may not respond to TCP based techniques. So let's perform a UDP ping scan on a range of hosts. So we will use nmap uppercase PU port for example 20 or 80 here, so 192.168.13.0 from 0 to 200, and here only works if you are root. Of course, we need to use because we need to read the rough responses of the wire, and here we will use the sudo, and now we will get an output. So as you can see here, we scan their MAC addresses, their IP addresses, their open hosts. So as you can see, it's filtered TCP port here, and that's it. And in this section, we will also learn how to discover hosts with ICMP ping scans. So ICMP ping scans rely on the Internet Control Message Protocol to determine if host is alive. So by sending the ICMP echo request and analyzing the responses, we can identify active hosts. So let's consider this example here. So we will use ICMP ping scans here. So we will use uppercase P and uppercase E here, and we will enter our IP address. So 192.168.13.0 and 24 here. And here you are not root using TCP ping scan rather than ICMP here. So as you know, you will need to open sudo here to run proper ICMP ping scan, and now we are doing ICMP ping scanning here. So we will discover host with ICMP ping scan, and as you can see here, we have their MAC addresses, their network, their makers, and here we have ports here, ICMP ports. As you can see here, we got new ports here, right? And here in this section, we will also learn how to discover hosts with CSTP init ping scans. So CSTP init ping scans utilize Stream Control Transmission Protocol SCTP to identify live hosts, and by sending the SCTP init packets and examining the responses, we can determine host availability. So here we will use Nmap uppercase P E here, and we will also enter the port. In this case, it's 80 here, 192.168.13.024 here. So here, of course, we need to use sudo here. So here, as an example of using SCTP init ping scans here, as you can see, we got the whole different result here. We have port state service again closed here, and so on. So here we have 4 hosts up here, and we will in this lecture in this section we will also learn the more about the how to discover host with IP protocol ping scans. So in order to do that, IP protocol ping scans exploit various IP protocols, right? Such as ICMP to detect active hosts. So by sending IP protocol specific packets and analyzing the responses, we can identify hosts that may not respond to traditional ping techniques. So in order to do that, we will use P here, PO here, uppercase, and after that, we will enter our IP address, target IP address here, so 0 and 24. And as you can see here, we also need to run it root here, and here we will get an output here, and as you can see here, this is our output for hosts are up here. We have the services again, and so on. So we will also learn here how to discover hosts with ARP ping scans, how to perform advanced ping scans. We will also learn discover hosts with broadcast ping scans, and so on. So we will also learn scanning IP version 6 addresses, which as IP version 6 adoption grows, it becomes crucial to adapt scanning techniques for these addresses. As well, we will learn spoofing the origin IP of a scan here to further obfuscate the scanning activity. Nmap enables the spoofing of the origin IP address. We will also learn how to use port scanning for host discovery. While primarily known for its port scanning capabilities, Nmap can also aid in host discovery as well. So by mastering the various ping scanning techniques offered by Nmap, system administrators and security professionals can enhance their network security. Understanding the inner workings of these techniques empowers administrators to harden their traffic filtering rules, making their networks more secure. Additionally, Nmap's advanced features and customization options enable users to adapt their scans to overcome network restrictions and enhance stealth. So embrace the power of Nmap to conduct comprehensive host discovery and fortify your network's defenses. When it comes to network reconnaissance, ping scans are a crucial tool for detecting live hosts. Nmap, a powerful network scanning tool, employs various techniques for host discovery, including sending TCP, synchronizing TCP acknowledgement, EC-key, and ICMP packets. However, if a firewall blocks these requests, the host may mistakenly be considered offline. Fortunately, Nmap offers a scanning technique called TCP synchronizing ping scan, which is particularly useful for probing different ports to determine the online status of a host or identify permissive filtering rules. So let's dive into the TCP SYN ping scan and its related options. So to initiate a TCP SYN ping scan using Nmap, you first open the terminal and enter nmap SN and uppercase PS here, and after that you will enter target domain or target IP address. So let's enter our target domain here, and here, as you can see here, host is up, so it bypassed the firewall and it now tells us that host is up. So let's actually think like how does it work? So the SN option here instructs Nmap to skip the port scanning phase and focus solely on host discovery. The uppercase PS flag indicates that the usage of TCP synchronizing ping scan, TCP syn ping scan, and this type of ping scan operates firstly in 4 ways, in 4 steps here. The first step is Nmap sends a TCP syn packet to port 80, a common port used for web services. Step 2, if the port is closed, the host responds with a reset RST packet indicating no service is available. Step 3, if the port is open, the host responds with a TCP SYN acknowledgement packet, TCP SYN EC key package. So I mean the TCP sync and slash acknowledgement packet, suggesting that a connection can be established. And finally, an RST packet is sent to terminate the connection attempt. So by appending the 24 here, the CIDR notation to IP address or a domain, we can specify a range of 254 IP addresses here, and as you can see here, all of them is up here, and here we scanned from this to there here, and that's it, how it worked here. And I have an additional note for you that TCP synchronizing, TCP syn ping scans are highly effective for determining the presence of hosts on a network. So while Nmap utilizes a default set of probes, it allows for customization, enabling you to select specific ports to probe. And then now, let's explore more about TCP syn ping scan technique. So we have 2 ways to start TCP syn ping scan technique, which is the first is unprivileged, which you will just enter the Nmap here, and then you run your parameters, commands, targets, and so on. But you can also run it with sudo, so privileged user. So running a TCP syn ping scan as an unprivileged user, normal user who lacks the ability to send raw packets, leads Nmap to employ the connect function, system call to the send the TCP syn packet. So in this scenario, Nmap differentiates between syn EC key response indicating a live host and the RST packet received to an econ refused error indicating an online host here. So we also need to discuss is firewalls and traffic filtering here. So due to the prevalence of traffic filtering system, it's crucial to employ diverse ping scanning techniques. So consider this following example here. So during a TCP synchronizing TCP syn ping scan, a host that is online might be misidentified as offline if it's situated behind a traffic filtering system that blocks TCP EC key or ICMP request. So to overcome this, a targeted scan can be performed on a specific open port, such as port 80 here. So here we can use the Nmap PS 80 here, and then after you enter the target IP or domain name, and here now what we are doing is we are scanning the port 80 here. So you can also specify a list of ports to be used with PS option, such as, for example, we can use Nmap the PS, and without space here you will add ports with comma here, 80, 21, 53, and so on after delivering the ports. But by the way, you can also use ports to scan range. For example, in order to do that, we will enter 1 and minus 1000, and here in this case we will scan all the ports in the target system from 1 to 1000. 1000. So here in this case, let's actually use the 80 21 20 80 21 and 53 here, and 443, which is a HTTPS protocol. And we can also merge that with, for example, 100 1000 here, and we will enter our target domain or host IP address here. And as you can see here, we got several open and service names here, and here this, as you can see, this all of these are TCP ports. And now what we're going to do is we will give the target here codesally.com, and here for example, when scanning this codesally.com networks, it's beneficial to customize SYN probe to include the port 138 and 443, because which are commonly used for hostings here for SSL here. So, and as you can see, duplicate port number specified. Are you alert and auto using new? Have some coffee or jolt Nmap? And here that's because we are using 443, and after that we are scanning from 100 to 1000 here, and that's why we, so it's no problem here actually. It just notifies us this is just a warning and not an error. So we are in Nmap. We also have to discover host with TCP EC key AC key ping scan. So similar to the TCP SYN ping scan, the TCP EC key AC key ping scan is employed to determine whether a host is responsive. So this technique aids in detecting hosts that block SYN packets and ICMP echo requests. However, modern firewalls which track connection states typically blocks this method, as it involves sending bogus TCP and AC key packets associated with non-existing connections. So to perform this attack TCP here, TCP is AC key ping scan and observe the online host, you will follow the steps here. Nmap, of course, let's actually use the sudo nmap here, and after that we will use the PA, uppercase PA, and after that you will enter the target domain or IP address here, in this case codesily.com, and enter password, and that's it. And here we will get an output here, and we can also see here, and as you can see, 25% is done, 30, and so on. So here, this is how you can start TCP AC key ping scan and observe the online host. So here now we are waiting for it, 31%. So it might take actually some time. So while this is running, we will go to another command here. So here, and the output will display a list of hosts that here responded to the TCP acknowledgement pack AC key. Example, we can also use this in local address here. So nmap sn or not sn here. So nmap pa 196 192 13.0 and here we will use this slash here and 24, and here similar to TCP SYN ping scan, the here we can also use the SN here, SN. So this SN option directs Nmap to skip port scanning and solely focus on host discovery. And here in this, as you can see here, we got the here output here on this here PA. So here the PA here flag signifies the usage of the TCP AC key ping scan, and the TCP AC key ping scan operates in two steps here. So Nmap here, the first step is Nmap sends an empty TCP packet with the EC key flag set to the port 80, and this is the default port, although alternative port list can be specified. And the step 2 is if the host is offline, it should not respond to this request. However, if it's online, it will return an RST packet indicating its availability. And the RST packets are sent because the TCP EC key packets sent are not associated with the existing valid connection. And I have additional information for you, which is so by default, this TCP AC key ping scans utilize port 80, but this behavior can be customized according to your requirements. And it's important to note that privileged user privileges are required to create a raw packets for TCP acknowledgement AC key ping scans. And in the absence of these privileges, Nmap resorts to performing a TCP SYN ping scan instead. So furthermore, you can specify the ports to be producing this technique by listing after the PA option. But in this case, since we are telling Nmap to ignore ports, and in this case you need to delete this SN and add your own ports here. So in conclusion, TCP SYN and TCP AC key ping scans are powerful methods for discovering hosts and assessing their online status. So these techniques, along with their customization options, enable network administrators and security professionals to gain insights into network topologies and potential vulnerabilities.